Okay, so you can hear me, so that's good. Yeah, it's more about me being just my authentic self to who I am right now. And at the time, like, stepping into that was just, my authentic self was, I don't want to share myself with anyone. Like, the world is scary. Like, I got judged. I was unsafe. Like, because of people's reactions and responses and assumptions and just all sorts of stuff, like, I became unsafe. And I was harmed. By a lot of people, you know, even the medical field. Just, yeah. And nobody was believing me. People saw what they wanted to see. And at the time, like, I was so traumatized. And this is just how I'm explaining it, because, like, I don't know how else to explain it. My brain has come up with, maybe I was so traumatized that I wasn't speaking accurately enough for people to understand what I was going through or something. Or maybe some people just haven't experienced the extremes of the life or the situations that I was going through, so they just weren't able to have, like, clarity or understanding or, like, anything when it came to, like, anything, right? Yeah. And then obviously some parts of myself were hiding and still protecting other people. Definitely still protecting other people. Yeah, not wanting, being terrified to, like, put names out there and things, which I realized that, you know, made me more unsafe. Well, it interfered with my ability to get help. I don't know. I don't believe that it made me more unsafe, because if I believed that I would have been more safe if I shared names, then, like, why would I, right? So I was protecting myself. And the people, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. We can come more back to that, because this is not, I'm not trying to delve into, like, I'm trying to delve into, like, one of my lives right now. So, yeah, so today it's about, yeah, being happy, and I don't even know, trying to love myself. And, you know, I didn't really want to love myself when I was angry and pissed and scared, because everyone told me, like, we don't want to see that side of you, basically. They didn't want to see my authentic self, except for some very few people. Let's pretend it was a couple, even if it was not even one. But I had to be very selective with who I shared my real self with, because, yeah, some people just can't, they don't know what to do when you share such hurt, such pain, and such anger that are natural reactions to betrayal, trauma, abuse, grief, you know what I mean? But yeah, some people haven't even done their own healing journey, and so they're not able to even recognize when someone else is, like, just going through stages and like of a healing journey, you know, the shock, the denial, the obsession of facts and accurate information, and reliving it in flashbacks, and then the bargaining, and then the anger, and the depression, and then the acceptance, you know, but then going back through all those stages before you, like, go on to the next one, and coming back, and then going, you know, for, it's like, there's so much when such extreme things happen to someone. It's that shock of, like, no, like, that didn't happen. And then it's like, and this happens if you've betrayed yourself, or if someone else has betrayed you, or if there's been a death, or, I mean, this could happen for so many different reasons. I mean, in little ways, it's like, if someone cancels your gym membership, right? Like, what? no, I have a gym membership, like, right? And then you have to figure out, you obsess about the facts. Like, I mean, you don't really obsess about them, but, you know, you want to get the accurate story. Like, did I cancel it? No, my payment went through. Then you go to the gym and blah, blah, blah. But, like, when that comes to, like, yeah, abuse, grief, betrayal, it's like, no, this person really didn't do that to me. And you try to explain. But the thing is, like, people don't need a reason to betray you. And in some ways, you don't need a reason to betray yourself. Like, it doesn't have to make sense. It's all about just survival and the brain protecting. Anyways, I love psychology. Yeah, but if anyone wants to talk to me about, like, anything psychologically related, I would love to just, like, gab your ear off. Or, like, yeah, ponder points with you. Because I love psychology. But I know I'm doing this, so I'm just recognizing that I'm doing this, like, and it's really annoying me. I'm just going to put it out there because I don't like it. So even if you guys haven't recognized it, I've recognized it, and I don't like that I've been doing it, but I guess it's like a filler word for me right now, so I'm just going to keep doing it if it feels good in the moment, even though, like, in hindsight, it's been annoying me because I've been hearing myself do it a lot. Also, I realized that I'm, like, talking kind of fast, and my psychiatrist, my nurse, my old, what is he freaking called? This is what happens with brain injuries. Sometimes you just can't think of words. My nurse, I keep wanting to say nurse anesthetist. Practitioner. In, like, behavioral health, I cannot think of, like, the appropriate words, but nurse practitioner in behavioral health, whatever. Not in behavioral health, no. Oh my gosh, whatever. But I come in and he's like, you have pressured speech right now. I'm like, and so he was, like, trying to tell me that, like, I was going crazy because I had pressured speech because I was talking fast, right? And I'm like, first of all, I'm a girl. First of all, I'm blonde. Like, can you not just stereotype me into that category instead of, like, that I'm mental and crazy? And we have 20 minutes to talk about a lifetime of things that have happened to me. Like, of course I have to talk fast and get it all out. Plus, I'm super emotional. Oh my gosh, there's just so much. But so now when I talk fast, there's that, like, oh my gosh, like, do I have pressured speech? Like, am I crazy right now? Am I manic? Am I whatever, you know? And it's like, no, I'm not. This is just the mood that I'm in right now. There's other times where I sit and think and ponder, and it's like just way slower, you know? And that doesn't mean that I'm, like, going through some bipolar depressive state either. It just means that I'm processing shit, and my brain's working a little bit slower right then and there. Actually, it's probably not even working very slow. Honestly, it's probably just, well, there's different states, right? Like, sometimes you can't talk as fast as your brain is working. Like, right now, my brain and my, like, speech are kind of on the same wavelength. Like, I'm blocking out enough of the background stuff to, like, speak, right? Anyways, there's just whatever. So I realized that I'm, like, kind of talking fast, but guess what? I'm probably even going to speed up this video even faster because I like to shorten videos just so that people can get through them faster. So I'm still probably going to, like, do double time, and then I'll be like, so either way, it's going to sound like I have pressured speech. But okay, so we've talked about hair extension, we've talked about socks, we've talked about trauma. Next, I've been wanting to try this out for a really, really long time. So I have a friend. Her name's Fernanda. If any of you know her, awesome, she's amazing. Like, literally the most amazing woman. Like, seriously, I don't know if I have more respect for any other woman as much as I do for her. I've never told her that, but yeah, I don't know, she's definitely in, like, the top 3. Yeah, of all women. Anyways, but so she used to have this thing called Fernie Rates. Like, she did, you know, review videos or something, or, like, anyways. when I started doing my videos, I couldn't come up with like a fun name, right? Like Kayla qualifies. Oh, that's actually kind of cute, actually. But, and I didn't do it to like get a following or anything. I genuinely did it because I would be looking for like workout clothes online. And I just wasn't going into stores really at the time. And I just didn't have time, whatever. And like, I'd be looking for reviews and there wouldn't be reviews. And I'm like, oh. So like, specifically on the ones that don't have reviews, I wanted to put something out there so that other people knew like not to buy them, especially if they're bad, right? So like some of my workout pants, if I bent over and they were see-through, what woman wants see-through pants when she bends over, unless you're wearing them as tights underneath a skirt, you know? Sure. But like people need to know the quality of things that they're buying. And anyways, so I was like, okay, I've taken the time to order this. I've taken the time to try it on. And I don't really want to have someone else go through this experience, you know? So I was kind of doing my part, hoping that like maybe other people would do their part too. Well, no, that's like not putting that on them, but just wishing that like I could have had more reviews, right? So for a while now, I've been wanting to do like hair removal, right? Like armpits, you know, there, wherever, right? I have very blonde, very like thin hair, so I really don't need to. Like honestly, I haven't shaved in probably a month. Yeah, it's just blonde, very fine, very thin, right? My legs barely, you know, it's not like an issue. But honestly, I have some hairs that come in on my chin, and those ones are kind of annoying, right? Because it'll be like, because I don't like pay attention to my face that much. So like, they'll grow like super long, and someone will just be like, oh, you have a little hair on your face. And then it's like, no, that's attached to your face. And then also like if I ever do decide to put like makeup on or something, or I like touch them, so like ones right here, when they're short, and it makes me touch my face more, and then I get like breakouts and stuff, you know. And I was just doing research because you normally, to get like the hair removal thing, people with blonde hair, it doesn't really work on them because it actually requires you to have a great contrast between your skin and the color. So it picks up on the contrast and it zaps the darker, you know, hair follicle. So people with like really, really dark skin, or honestly, it's more about the same, if your hair is the same color as your skin. So if you were like kind of tan or like warmly tan, and your hair was also a warmly tan color, right? That wouldn't work. Black on black or red on like a fair pinkish skin tone doesn't normally work. Like it's very rare that people with like red hair, like especially like light red hair, can get like their hair removed, right? But you know, thick, coarse, brown, black, any of those on fair skin works really well. So you shave, and then it basically zaps the hair follicle, right? And then it, you know, they eventually fall out. I don't need to go into all the specifics of it, but I was trying to find ones that would work with blonde hair, or at least lighter, because like the ones I'm trying to get rid of, they're not like super, super, super blonde, but really the only ones I'm concerned with are the ones that are like more extreme, right? And because I have the ability to do this and the time and stuff, I wanted to be able to like test the products and review them so that I could share. I love sharing things with people, you guys. But so if I like had other friends that wanted to use that, or like had it worse, you know, because some people, okay, I had a friend who, she would get horrible ingrown hairs. And I mean, the acne cyst and acne scarring that like was because of that, like it was like cratery everywhere, and it's just like, I felt so terrible. And just scars, I mean, with the amount of Fraxel, just everything, they're gonna be there, you know, and it's like, that's so sad. So like the only thing you can do is just not shave at all, right? Or like remove that hair if remove the hair so that you're not shaving, so that they don't become ingrown and stuff, or just remove it so that they can't become ingrown then. And like, I don't know. I love dermatology. I want to help people out. And so if I can find a product, whatever. So it's like kind of like selfish, kind of like not selfish. And I'm just like really creative, and I want to see how things work. And I love testing things out, and like, I don't know what it is, but it's like just everything. Like, honestly, if there's a new chainsaw, I'm like, oh, I want to try that thing. Like, there is actually a new chainsaw. It's a handheld chainsaw where it's like a chainsaw blade, and then I don't know, but this is a rotating blade, and then it clamps. I don't know, it looks really freaking cool, but it's a little handheld one. It's just small, so so instead of like hatcheting or like taking a saws out, right? Anyways, that's a little off topic. But yeah, anything that has any applicable thing to my life at all, obviously I go down the spectrum of like priority wise. But long story short, I bought one. So it says it works on skin tones, those skin tones, right? So not darker ones. And then, so right here, it doesn't say hair color, but on the website description and everything, it did say the hair color. Even if you go to a professional, you have to get it done like 10 times, and then you have to go back in a couple of years when your hormones change, because different hairs will come in. So I'm gonna have to do it at least 10 times to even just see. And having the heat, you have to go within the stages of growth and all that. There's like a lot there's a lot of research to do, but yeah, and then there's the amount of flashes that the light like does, and the intensity, and just all sorts of stuff, right? I went with one that actually had really, I bought two. So the most I ever buy when I'm testing products out is two, because yeah, you don't ever want to get more than two. Just trust me. Unless you have like unlimited money, or they're sending you products yourself, whatever. But then you have them to compare, like right next to each other, right? Try this one, try that one, right? For like 30 days, right, typically. And price, you can just see them, decide which one you want, and you can have some time with both of them, and then you can either decide to keep both, or give one to a friend, or or you decide that like they're both crap and return them. But like with my foot massagers, I ended up keeping both, because there was one that was small, had smaller, for smaller feet, and hurt most people, I guess, but they were good for me because I have small feet. And then the bigger one, I decided I wanted to keep, because like when my mom comes over, or like other people, and then for my Airbnb, it just ended up working out great. But I was like, okay, like bigger people. Like at the time I was dating Andy, and he had bare feet than me, and so it worked better for him than the other one did. So I decided to keep both of them, and I decided that it was worth it, And then now it's like couples massages for the Airbnbs. Like when they rent, they can have couples. Like I leave that for them, and that's added on to like, do you have any like amenities, right? But so I got this one, and I try to do, so like there's ones for price. Like this one had like 4.5 stars. The other one had 5 stars, like across the board. But this was overnight delivery. So I could try it like sooner. And the other one comes in like, I don't know, a couple days, right? And I like to like alternate, so I'm not like getting a bunch of stuff all at once. And then there's some stuff that you just don't understand like, it's harder to comprehend until you see why it's necessary, right? Like, so light time, energy gear, right? Irradiation area, like, so they have different like sizes, right? And it's not until you actually get it and you're like, ooh, I thought this was gonna work, but this is a terrible size, or or oh, this is just way too powerful. Even on the lowest setting, it like burns. Like I literally just can't stand it, or something, right? Yeah, there's just some stuff you just don't know, right, until you have it in your hand. So I'm gonna open this. It comes in a nice box, right? And then instructions, I'll probably want to read this. So during the first 1 to 8 weeks of use 1 to 2 times a week. Use once every half month or a month after 8 weeks. Why? For safety reasons, the hair removal device will not emit light when it does not have a close contact with the skin. During the hair removal operation, it must be placed vertically to have contact with the surface of the skin for the device to blah, blah, blah. First time users, I recommend to start from the first gear. So there's a gear, the gear level. First gear and gradually increase to a tolerable gear. The higher the gear, the better the hair removal effect. You can contact Amazon. There's a forum. Oh, and then it even has like a little schedule so that you can like say like, oh, I did it this day. Frequency for treatment. During the first 1 to 8 weeks of use 1 to 2 times a week. Please mark a check. That's so adorable. Use it once this week. In the 8th week, the hair starts to fall out. Ooh. After 8 weeks, use it every 4 weeks. The hair will no longer grow. This is so freaking cool. So I wonder if they like let you try it for a year or something. I don't. I'm gonna have to look. And then there's this whole thing. Difference. They give you glasses because nursing after use taboo is not for everyone. If you encounter any of the following situations, please do not use. Yeah. So skincare, not coming into contact. Oh, you're not supposed to tan because if you tan, then your skin's darker and it's just not as contrasted, right? So I haven't been tanning for like a couple of weeks, which, this is probably the palest I've been in a really long time. Yeah, because normally during the winter, just honestly during whatever, because I don't get outside, I don't get enough UV, you guys, I do not, for the vitamin D synthesis, blah, blah, blah. So I have a tanning bed, and, but we moved it upstairs because the downstairs was the Airbnb stuff, and I was renovating all that, moved it upstairs, but now that it's upstairs, it's on a stupid circuit that, like, basically I always want to, like, have other things on, and until I put it in the garage, like, I just haven't been using, right? So one of my Nanos extensions just came out. It glided out of my hair. I just want to show you. So it has a little bead and a little metal thing. So how you do it is you get a little loop, pull it through that metal thing, or not the metal thing, sorry. You pull it through this bead, so your own hair. Then you slide the metal thing into the bead, and then you squish the bead. And it has a silicone inside. So silicone is squishing your hair onto the metal. And like the worst thing, like right now happened, is either the piece of hair that you have in there was too thin, and there just wasn't enough, so it's gonna slide down, or you didn't squish it hard enough. What are some other things? Well, you just accidentally rip the entire thing out, which most people can tell, like, it's gonna hurt, but so you don't tug that hard, but or your hair breaks If you have terribly, terribly brittle hair, that could be a possibility. But this one, honestly, I'm trying to remember what happened. Or you're using the wrong brush. Oh, yeah. So, I don't like washing my hair every day, and I let them kind of dread up for a while. So when you sleep, you should, like, you know, put them down, have a silk pillowcase, stuff like that, right? I put them up like this and was sleeping with this back part rubbing on like a cotton pillowcase for like, honestly, like a week, maybe a week and a half. I don't even know, but it was long enough that the back of them started to like dread up. And I tried to brush them when they were dry. By the way, don't ever brush them while they're dry. No. Take a wet brush into the shower, shampoo your hair, condition. When you have them lathered with conditioner, then use a wet brush. And only brush them. Like, yeah, don't ever try to like detangle them while they're dry. That goes just for anything. But I was trying to do that. I was at like Lifetime. I don't remember the exact circumstances. But so it pulled out, and I just might not have clamped this one hard enough, you know. But so it had been like, good morning. But so it had been floating here, and I've just been like, so it was longer than all the other ones. And I've just been leaving it in there because I didn't want to pull it out because I didn't have the remover tool yet, and I didn't want to risk pulling out my natural hair. But as I was just kind of going like this right now, it just came out. Didn't hurt, didn't feel it. But when you go like this and one just comes with it, then you can feel it, right? But so then you can just, when you remove them, you can save this, condition it, straighten it, whatever. But you just take this little bead thing off. So you just take that golden bead off. It's golden because my hair's golden. Let's see if I can take it off now to show you. Yeah. So now that doesn't have the bead on it, so I can save this, right? And then you clamp them all together. And then I would just use new beads and put some of my hair in that bead strand, and then stick this in that bead strand with it and clamp it, and it just stays right there. So super fun, super easy. Like I said, if anyone wants me to do it on them, I would be super, super glad to. I have the beads, I have the clamping tools, I have all that stuff, right? I have the removers, they're on their way. But back to this thing. They give you a shaver, because you have to shave if you have long hair, like pubic area or something. Well, I guess even your leg hair can be long. I forget that people's leg hair can be long, because like mine just doesn't really show or grow, so I forget about it sometimes. But yes, you have to shave. They give you a little set of glasses so that your eyes are protected from the light. And this one did not come with different sizes. So there's one that I'm looking at that this thing, you could take it off and change it with another one that was like half that size. So you could do like really small areas, like, you know, really small areas. I'm trying to think, like, most of the facial stuff is the smaller stuff. I don't know. I guess if you wanted a little line on your coochie, you can just like do that. Just like making stuff up. You can also use this for like your beard if you want to get rid of like this stuff, or if you want to like thin out certain areas of hair. But yeah, so I have some reading to do. I'm probably not going to do all that with you. Well, I don't know, maybe we'll see. So, plug and play, blah, blah, blah. How to shave. Wet the hair of the treatment area with some shave bubble. Direct shaving will cause damage or allergies. They're like literally teaching people how to shave. Shave before use. Clean and dry. Please try the treatment test first. Begin with a small area on your skin if nothing abnormal. After 12 hours, you can continue to use. Everyone's skin is sensitive and different to different lights. That's another thing, like there's different lights, right? So I literally just did like a super like basic thing. And I basically just went on the reviews and the price. Like literally that's it. I saw one for really cheap. I think this one was $69.99. And I was like, ooh, it was originally like $140. But like, you know, I originally started looking at them for like $500 to $700, you know, because I wanted to make sure it worked. But I'm like, okay, with the ability to return it if it doesn't work, and doing these review videos, like I might as well just try it, right? So there's a cord, right? And yeah, I'll probably read some other instructions, or honestly, like what I might do. I like to like learn by trying, you know. I'm not someone who likes to read the directions. Honestly, making these videos would really help me slow down and read the instructions. I'm just like, but so I already shaved last night. I'm gonna find an outlet. Oh, put the glasses on. Oh my gosh, they're like, wow. Oh, these are really dark. So it's off. Holy. I have no idea. Oh, how to switch the modes. Okay, so right here, there's the bars that you can see, depending on how many times I do it. So I'm gonna try it on, and there's a fan, probably there. So honestly, I'm gonna try to do it on the little spot. And I'm assuming you push this. So. Interesting. Where else can I do this? Whoa. That was crazy. Okay, I'm gonna have to like do some other areas in private and let you know, like, so I'm guessing it flicks when it hits, so it's on auto mode. I have no idea what that means. And I'm guessing because it didn't flick. Whoa, I didn't have to push it. Okay. I have no idea how this works, you guys. So it definitely doesn't hurt. The light is scary, but I'm just scared of it. And it just like makes like a little sound, but I literally can't feel it. It feels a little warm. But as far as zapping, I don't feel any zapping whatsoever. But it's like, I'll probably turn it up until I get a little bit of pain. But I want to do this on like maybe my legs or like some other areas. And I won't record that. So we are at the end of the video for now. I will have follow-up and let you know if I do get it to her and things like that. But yeah, for now, thank you so much. And yeah, follow up with me.